1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
Then decide to say, well, do you know what? We'll get Xabi Alonso in, following the footsteps of Manchester United. But do you think that would happen?
It could be. I mean, possibly more on a trial basis. I mean, that's sort of the point. See how well you can do. But that is the kind of thing maybe that a club in the Premier League might turn to, as Manchester United did, sort of mid-season or well into the season, where they think, well, you know, a new man who's coming in now, we don't necessarily want our final choice because he's going to be landed with the team we've got. We've just passed the window, so he can't say who we think. So, yeah, in those circumstances, I think a temporary manager might be the answer, you know, a caretaker manager. But equally with that, if you start someone at the beginning of a season, you've got to think of this coming window, this coming closed season. If you're going to get someone like that in and you're going to invest millions of pounds, as Liverpool have done previously, then you've got to be thinking of that manager to be with you for presumably 2 or 3 years at least. Otherwise, if you're giving him 6 months or even a season, if it doesn't work out as they want, then you know you bought players who maybe another manager wouldn't want to play for him. So it's a very difficult one, and we're talking mega bucks. I mean, Liverpool spent a lot of money last summer, didn't they? Not least with Isak. Well over 100 million, and of course he spent most of the season out injured, as now is Ekitike. By the looks of it, he seems to have a bit of could be an ACL injury, I think, possibly. So the money is relevant, but again, we're looking at one of the great big clubs with great history in Liverpool, and do they really want to entrust this? And no disrespect to anyone they might choose, but I'm not sure Xabi Alonso is that kind of, a bit like we're saying about Manchester United, is not that big a manager with a great CV, a well-respected world manager. I'm not saying he's not achieved anything, but also he's made a lot of open comments to the press and the public, hasn't he, about when he takes over or he should take over. If I were the owners, that would put me off of somebody. You need to keep this stuff very much in-house, under wraps. If Liverpool have gave him an indication he might be on a short list, I think he'd do best to say nothing about that. Just take it as it comes. So my instinct is he won't be getting the job. And indeed, we may have to say that Slot stays there. There's no reason perhaps he should be sacked. I mean, he's had to deal with all sorts of things this season, really. He had a good first season. Some would say, well, that was Klopp's team, which it was in a way, but he still had to manage them. And this season, you can't really say, yes, Slot is a great manager, because it hasn't quite worked out as Liverpool fans might have wanted it to. So maybe my own view is, if I were the owner, I'd say I'll give you another season. I don't know what his contract is, but if you have the choice, I'd say we'll give you another year because we think, you know, you're good. And I think you know the club inside out now. We like the way you do this. You actually get on quite well with the players, but you're tough when you have to be. So that's how I would see it. I would keep him on. I think if they get rid of him this season, you know, they're not going to finish too badly in the league, Liverpool. Hopefully, and probably in the European competition again. So I'd be surprised if they get rid of him. If they didn't qualify for Europe, it might be a different story, but I think they probably will.
So you think they will qualify for Europe? That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's going to be like the top, the top 6 teams? It's sometimes the top 7 teams, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depending on who wins what. But
I
think they probably will.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
they probably will.
Oh, yeah.
No one is flying away with it. It's
No,
not a
not
one-horse
yet.
race. Obviously, the top two teams are going to be the top two teams. One of them will
Yeah.
win, the other will
Yeah.
be second. But there's a little bit of a scramble for the others. It didn't help Liverpool the other day to. Just trying to think, they lost, didn't they? No, they beat Fulham 2-0 at the weekend, so that did help them. But they've had one or two poor results of late, so that won't help. But I think they'll qualify for Europe. Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, asking you as a football pundit, do you think Arne Slot has had a bad season? Do you think he's had a bad season?
It's hard to judge, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, the end of the season, is that when we can really say it's been a bad season by Liverpool standards, if that's what happens, if they don't qualify for Europe. And, generally there's a bit of dissatisfaction amongst the fans and so on, then you would probably say, yeah, it's not a great season. And you may have a case for saying, in today's hire and fire Premier League, which is what it is, you may have a case for saying, yeah, we'll get someone new. But if you think about it, the number of teams over the last 2, 3, 4 seasons who keep changing their manager, and it is some of the big teams like Manchester United, like Tottenham, Chelsea. These are top teams. The big two, Arsenal and Man City, have stuck with theirs for some years now, and that does seem to me to be ultimately the recipe for a better chance of success. And it used to be a bit more like that. They didn't just hire and fire people the minute you lost a couple of games. That's the way football has proceeded, and I suspect it's not just in the English League, the Premier League, it's probably in some of the European leagues as well, and South American perhaps. You've got to produce the results. If you don't, you're pretty much out. And strangely, we said this before, but it's one of very few jobs where you can fail and then be paid a fortune to buy off your contract. And, it's nice work if you can get it, of course. But yeah, it is. It'd be very hard to say Slot has had a bad season. Now they had a mid-season break, and it always amused me, not for any obvious reason. Good luck to him. But Slot actually went to Ibiza, didn't he? We talked about it before, and did some DJ work. Now I say good luck to him. Good luck to anyone who's prepared to break out of their own kind of what they do. This is my own. I can't think of the word I want, but this is my framework. This is how I operate, whatever I do. So to see someone do something that's certainly not obvious for a Premier League football manager, to go to the great young people's dance island of Ibiza and be doing some.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us